morning, everyone. I'm Marian Cristina D. Gonzalez, one of today's speakers. How are you all feeling today? I hope you're doing well. Right now, I invite you to take a moment to relax and find comfort as we embark on a journey of exploration. Our main focus will be on gaining knowledge that can benefit not only ourselves but also our community. Before we dive into our topic, which is psychology and its importance for personal well being and beyond, let me introduce you to the other remarkable and wonderful speakers. We'll start with Laika Albanyo,
Hi.
Karil May Alcos,
Hi.
Aina Marie Chavez,
Hi.
Kathleen Joy Flores,
Hi.
Barbie Jean Impas,
Hi.
and Maria Luce.
Hi.
Today's lecture is all about psychology. We'll start by understanding what psychology is, what it covers, and how it has evolved over time. We'll simplify complex psychology words that might confuse you and show you how they relate to your everyday life, like how they can help you feel better, communicate well, and make healthy choices. We'll also talk about how learning more about psychology can help you do better in school and lead to interesting job options, all while helping you grow as a person. So let's get started on this educational trip and see how psychology can make a big difference in our lives. Without further ado, I will now hand over the virtual floor to Miss Maria Luce for the icebreaker before Miss Aina for the objectives. Thank you, everyone.
Good day, everyone. To kick off our presentation, let's break the ice and have some fun with a game called Guess the Gibberish. It is a light-hearted game that is interactive and will challenge your creativity and quick thinking. In this game, you'll be presented with a series of seemingly nonsensical phrases or words, and your task is to decipher the hidden message behind the gibberish. So, get ready to put in your thinking in caps and let's see who can decode the gibberish the fastest. Are you up for the challenge? Let's jump into the world of Guess the Gibberish and have a fantastic time. So let's start off for the first one. Can you guess what the sentence is? Hmm. You can put your answers in the comments. I'll give you 3 seconds for that. Okay, perfect. You guess it. The sentence, or rather, is psychology studies human mind and soul. hmm How about this one? This seems so easy, right? Can you guess what this is? You can write the same for the first one. You can write your answer to the comment box. Yes, you got it right. Cognition is thinking. Are you ready for the next one? Is this hard for you? Okay. Now, say it out loud a few times and you might just unlock the hidden praise. Alright, you're doing a fantastic job. And yes, the sentence is humans are social creature. Now, on to the next one. You're doing a fantastic job, everyone. Can you guess what this is? Alright. Okay, I have here the correct answer. Developmental psychology studies human across lifespan. Let's continue with the next round. Can you decode what this is? Leave your comments or leave your answers in the comment section. Okay, you've got it right. Human behavior in the workplace. For the last one, this is the last one, and this seems a little bit tricky. So I'll give you 10 seconds for this one. Okay. I understand that this is a little bit hard to guess, but I know you will guess the answer. Just leave your answers in the comment box. Okay. Alright, so somebody got the correct answer. I have here the correct answer, which is they help patients address emotional, social, and psychological stressors. I hope you had fun, and thank you all for participating in Just the Gibberish. I know it's a very short icebreaker, but it's been a blast seeing your creative minds at work. Now, as we wrap up this fun icebreaker, let's shift our focus to our next segment. It's my pleasure to introduce our distinguished speaker, Aina Marie, who will be sharing with us the objectives of today's topic. Without further ado, Aina, the virtual stage is yours.
Okay, so thank you. So for today's lecture, there are six objectives that will be discussed by our group, and the first one will be um, define psychology and understand its scope. So that will be discussed by Laika Albanyo. So the second objective will be explore the history and major perspectives in psychology. So that will be discussed also by Kathleen Flores. And the third objective will be define and explain commonly used psychological jargon terms. And that will be discussed by Karil Alcos. And the fourth objective will be understand the relevance of psychology to everyday life. And that will be discussed by Barbie Impas. And the next objective will be recognize the impact of psychology on personal well-being. And the last objective will be the discover the advantages of studying psychology academically. So now I will give the floor to Laika Albanyo to discuss the first objective.
Hi everyone, my name is Laika. By the way, thank you, Aina. Now, on to our first topic introducing psychology. As we all know, psychology is often misunderstood and casually talked about without truly understanding it. For example, when you mention that you study psychology, the response from people might be, "So you can read minds? Do you know what I'm thinking then?" Moreover, there are more misconceptions in this field. That's why it's worth noting that misconceptions are indicative of a lack of knowledge about psychology within society. To provide you with greater clarity, let's start by gaining a better understanding of the definition of psychology. So, what is psychology? According to the British Psychological Society, psychology is a scientific study of people, the mind, and behavior. It is both a thriving academic discipline and a vital professional practice. American Psychological Association defines psychology as a scientific study of the behavior of individuals and their mental processes. Both definitions tells us that psychology is fundamentally concerned with understanding behavior by studying the mind, how it works, and how it influences actions. The most prevalent misconception about psychology is the belief that it involves the ability to read minds. In reality, a psychology degree equips individuals with a comprehensive understanding of human behavior and the skills to interpret and analyze those findings. Psychologists may be able to predict certain behavior in the long run by accurately recording, describing, and observing behavior, but they do not possess the ability to read minds. Studying psychology enables individuals to gain a deeper understanding of both themselves and others. And this is what makes the study of psychology truly fascinating. Let's now move forward to the scope and categories of psychology. The vast scope of psychology has given rise to numerous specialized fields each dedicated to specific aspects of a study of the mind, brain, and behavior. Psychology is a very broad and diverse field that can be divided into two main categories, namely pure psychology and applied psychology. The first category is pure psychology. It provides a framework and theories, basic concepts of psychology, and formulation of psychological principles and theories. It encompasses various subfields including social psychology, abnormal psychology, and experimental psychology. The second category is applied psychology. It is used in practical form. Application of principles, rules, and techniques of psychology are applied. It encompasses four subfields, including clinical psychology, educational psychology, and industrial or occupational psychology. Let's now tackle the scope of psychology. So, the first one is social psychology. It is the study of how people interact with each other, how they perceive and influence each other, and how they form and maintain relationships. This field of psychology also focuses on group dynamics, social influence, and social cognition. The decisions you make and the behaviors you exhibit might depend on not only how many people are present, but exactly who you are around. For example, you're likely to behave much differently when you are around a group of close friends than you would around a group of colleagues or supervisors from work. The second one is abnormal psychology. It looks at psychopathology and abnormal behavior. It involves the study of people's emotional, thought, and behavior patterns to identify, understand, and potentially resolve any issues that may be negatively affecting a person's life. Abnormal psychology doesn't just adjust behaviors that are considered statistically infrequent. Instead, it focuses on behaviors that create distress, make it difficult to function, and that may be socially disruptive. The third one is experimental psychology. It is the psychological area that utilizes scientific methods to research the brain and behavior. Experimental psychologists conduct experiments to learn more about why people do certain things. For example, researchers might utilize experimental methods to investigate why people engage in unhealthy behaviors. The fourth one is clinical psychology. It is the branch of psychology concerned with the assessment and treatment of mental illness, of normal behavior, and psychiatric disorders. Clinical psychologists work to help individuals improve their mental health and overall quality of life. The fifth one is educational psychology. It is the branch of psychology concerned with schools, teaching, teaching psychology, educational issues, and student concerns. Educational psychologists often study how students learn. They may also work directly with students, parents, teachers, and administrators to improve student outcomes. Educational psychologists use this understanding of how people learn to develop instructional strategies and help students succeed in school. And the last one is industrial or occupational psychology. It applies psychological principles to workplace issues. This psychological area, often referred to as IO psychology, seeks to improve productivity and efficiency in the workplace while maximizing the well being of employees. It includes areas such as human factors. The main goal of this field is to study and understand human behavior in the workplace, and it can be utilized across a variety of industries. I have discussed all that I needed to, so thank you everyone for listening. Next up, Kathleen will talk about the history and major perspectives in psychology. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Kathleen, and that was it for the broad field of psychology. Thank you for that wonderful discussion, Ms. Laika. Let us now proceed to the next topic for our lecture, which is the history of psychology. Okay, so modern psychology examines human behavior and mental processes at many levels, from the neurological to the cultural, and is interested in a wide range of disciplines. Psychologists examines problems with people that start before birth and last until death. Studying the history of psychology will not only make us more aware of the myths of the discipline, but it can also give us a better understanding of how these subjects are being studied and what we have already learned by knowing the history of psychology. So let us first go with the background of philosophy and physiology. So, psychology has a rich history dating back to ancient civilizations. So, during the 17th century, the French philosopher René Descartes introduced the idea of dualism, which asserted that the mind and body were two entities that interact to form the human experience. So, physiology is also contributed to psychologists' eventual emergence as a scientific discipline. So early physiological research in the brain and behavior had a dramatic impact on psychology, ultimately contributing to applying scientific methodologies to the study of human thought and behavior. So next, is let's go to the major milestones, and it includes first is the structuralism by Wilhelm Wundt. So this is the time where psychology emerges as a separate discipline. So during the mid 1800s, a German physiologist named Wilhelm Wundt was using scientific research methods to investigate reaction times. So his book, published in 1873, The Principles of Physiological Psychology, outlined many of the major connections between the science of physiology and the study of human thought and behavior. He later opened the world's first psychology lab in 1879 at the University of Leipzig. Leipzig. So this event is generally considered the official start of psychology as a separate and distinct scientific discipline. So Wundt also utilized introspection to analyze the basic elements of the mind. So this is already as psychologist's first school of thought. So he also believed firmly that psychological experiences are linked to physiological experiences and can therefore be studied objectively. So the next one is the functionalism by William James. So the publishing of his classic textbook, The Principles of Psychology, during this time, he was established as the father of American psychology because of this book. So, the focus of functionalism was about how behavior actually works to help people live in their environment. So, functionalists utilized methods such as direct observation to study the human mind and behavior. So, next is the Behaviorism by John B. Watson. So, Watson's behaviorist theory focused not on the internal emotional and psychological conditions of people, but rather on their external and outward behaviors. Behaviorism holds that the subject matter of human psychology is the behavior of human being. So Watson's behavior reason has had long-lasting impact on the nature versus nurture debate. His work illuminated the strong role early experiences play in shaping personality. So let us now proceed with the psychoanalysis by Sigmund Freud. So he proposed the theory of personality that emphasized the importance of unconscious mind. So Freud's Clinical work with patients suffering from hysteria and other ailments lead him to believe that early childhood experiences and unconscious impulses contributed to the development of adult personality and behavior. And according to Freud, psychological disorders are the result of these unconscious conflicts becoming extreme or unbalanced. In his book, The Psychopathology of Everyday Life, Freud detailed how these unconscious thoughts and impulses are expressed, often through slips of the tongue known as Freudian slips and dreams. So, next is Humanistic Psychology by Carl Rogers. So, Rogers believed strongly in the power of free will and self determination. Humanistic psychology is a perspective that emphasizes looking at the whole individual and stresses concepts such as free will, self efficacy, and self actualization. And rather than concentrating on this function, humanistic psychology strives to help people fulfill their potential and maximize their well being. Next, also in the humanistic psychology, Abraham Maslow, a psychologist, also contributed to humanistic psychology with his famous hierarchy of needs theory of human motivation. This theory suggested that people were motivated by increasingly complex needs. So, this is Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And once of the most basic needs are fulfilled, people then become motivated to pursue the higher level of needs. So, the last one is the cognitive psychology. So, cognitive psychology involves the study of internal mental processes, all of the workings inside your brain, including the perception, the thinking, memory, attention, language, problem solving, and learning. So, cognitive psychology is the study of how people think and processes information. It also helps researchers understand the human brain. It also allows psychologists to help people deal with psychological difficulties. So, as you have seen in this brief overview of the psychologist's history, this discipline has seen dramatic growth and change since its official beginnings in one's lab. The story certainly does not end here. Psychology has continued to evolve since the 1960s, and new ideas and perspectives have been introduced. Recent researches in psychology also looks at many aspects of the human experience. So, from the biological influences on behavior, on the impact of social and cultural factors. Today, the majority of psychologists do not identify themselves with a single school of thought. Instead, they often focus on a particular specialty area or perspective, often drawing on ideas from a range of theoretical backgrounds. So, this electric approach has contributed new ideas and theories that will continue to shape psychology for years to come. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Up next is Karil, who will provide us with the jargon terms commonly used in the field of psychology.
Thank you for that, Kathleen. Now let's move on to our next topic, which is the psychological jargon terms. Don't you wish psychology jargon wasn't so confusing? How can you possibly keep straight all of the concepts, terms, theories, and names? This simple jargon will allow you to get through any testing situation or even intelligent conversation about psychology. First one is angst. So, it is an acute but non-specific sense of anxiety or remorse. Second one, absolute threshold, the area of psychological investigation concerned with understanding the nature of individual pathologies of mind, mood, and behavior. Ageism, prejudice against other people, similar to racism and sexism in its negative stereotypes. Agoraphobia, an extreme fear of being in public places or open spaces from which escape may be difficult or embarrassing. Altruism, pro social behaviors a person carries out without considering his or her own safety or interest. Anorexia nervosa, an eating disorder in which an individual weighs less than 85% of her or his expected but still controls eating because of self-perception of obesity. Next, comorbidity, the experience of more than one disorder at the same time. Compliance, a change in behavior consistent with a communication source direct request. Child directed speech, a special form of speech with an exaggerated and high pitched intonation that adults use to speak to infants and young children. Compulsion, an inner drive that causes a person to perform actions, often of a trivial and repetitive nature, against his or her will. Electrocomplex, the sexual attachment of a female child to her father. And next slide is the egocentrism in cognitive development. This is the inability of a young child at the pre-operational stage to take the perspective of another person. Etiology, the causes of or factors related to the development of a disorder. Freudian slip, any action such as a slip of the tongue that may reveal an unconscious thought. Fixation, a preoccupation or obsession. Hypochondria, chronic abnormal anxiety concerning the state of one's health, even in the absence of any evidence of disease and medical examination. Inferiority complex, a disorder arising from the conflict between the desire to be noticed and the fear of being humiliated, characterized by aggressiveness and withdrawal into oneself. Next is the mania, a psychiatric disorder characterized by great excitement and occasionally violent behavior. Menarche, the onset of menstruation. Oedipus complex, a group of emotions, usually unconscious, involving the desire of a children, especially a male child, to possess sexually the parent of the opposite sex while excluding the parent of the same sex. Primal therapy or primal scream therapy. This is a form of psychotherapy in which patients are encouraged to scream abusively about their parents and agonizingly about their suffering in infancy. Sexism, discrimination against people because of their sex. Sleep apnea, a disorder that causes you to stop breathing while asleep. Thus, these psychological jargon terms are a complex language used by experts in a certain discipline or field. So thank you everyone. Next in line to discuss your assigned topic is Miss Barbie.
Hi everyone, I am Barbie. So having discussed the psychological jargon terms by Karin, let's now turn our attention to its everyday relevance of psychology. So basically, psychology helps people in large part because it can explain why people act the way they do, which is defined as the multifaceted study of the mind, behavior, and emotions. So, with this kind of professional insight, the psychologist can help people improve their decision making, stress management, and behavior based on understanding past behavior to better predict future behavior. So, all of these can help people have a more successful career, better relationships, more self-confidence, and overall better communication. So psychology is all around us. It helps us first understand our own behavior and emotions, and then improve our relationships and communication. And then finally make informed decisions about our health and well-being. So we tackled about the science of self-awareness, and then the power of introspection and self-reflection. So here, the science of self-awareness means the difference between how we see ourselves and how others see us. While in introspection gives you access to understanding yourself. And then the self-reflection lets you process what you learn. So influences on behavior such as biological, social, and psychological factors. So, for example, here in behavioral genetics, this includes the genes, temperament, and heredity. And then in human physiological development, this includes prenatal development, motor development, and developmental changes in adolescence. So, we can also search for the effect of genetics and how the nervous and endocrine systems affect behavior, including the idea that personality, psychological disorders, motivation, and attitudes affect behavior. So, how psychological research help us comprehend our actions. So first, it gains insight into why people think and act the way they do and into your own behavior and motivations. And then learn about the internal impulses and desires that drive us on. So we have here emotional intelligence. This includes recognizing and managing our emotions, and then the impact of emotional intelligence on our lives. So first, it helps us build stronger relationships and then succeed at school and at work and achieve your career and personal goals. And then it helps you to connect with your feelings, turn intention into action, and of course, make informed decisions about what matters most to you. So there are types of emotions and their impact on behavior. So let's include the basic types of emotions. First is the happiness. So happiness lead people to being grateful, making time to connect with people, attending to health matters, being in the present moment and helping other people and etc. So of course there is sadness. It often leads people to engage in coping mechanisms such as avoiding other people, self-medicating, and ruminating in negative thoughts. And then the fear. So exposure to a fair object or situation can lead to familiarity and acclimation, which can reduce feelings of fear and anxiety. And then next is we have disgust. So experience moral disgust when people observe others engaging in behaviors that they find distasteful, immoral, or evil. And then there is anger. So it poses health risks such as aggressive driving or alcohol consumption and smoking, something like that. And then being surprised. People tend to disproportionately notice surprising events, something like that. And then next we have theories of emotion. So this is just an overview of theories of emotion. So let's include the Cannonball and then the James Lange and Singer theory of emotions. So this first theory of emotion is the Cannon-Bard theory proposes that emotions and arousal occur at the same time. And then the James Lange theory proposes the emotion is the result of arousal. So the third theory or the two-factor proposes that arousal and cognition combine to create emotion. So improve our relationships and communication. The psychology of effective communication, and then the active listening, empathy, and conflict resolution. So lastly, let's talk about make informed decision about our health and well-being. So the role of psychology in making healthy choices. For example, in health psychology. So the mind-body connection in health and then the coping with stress and promoting overall well-being. So let's now tackle the connection between psychology and health. So ex- explore emotion theories, self-awareness, self-regulation, self-reflection, etc. Understand how cognitive psychology impacts behavior and discover social psychology's role in shaping emotions, enhance relationships and communication with active listening and empathy, make informed health choices by grasping the mind-body connection and stress coping strategies. So I think that would be all, and I hope you learned something about my discussion. So for now, I will now hand you over to Miss Marie. Thank you.
Hi, it's me again, Marielle, and we're gonna have our second icebreaker. Welcome everyone to our exciting game called Emotion Charades or Emotional Expression Charades. Today, we will explore the wonderful world of emotions through expression and observation. Are you all ready to have some fun? Fantastic. Here's how the game works. Each group will receive a list of emotions such as happy, sad, angry, calm, and more. These emotions will be written in separate cards, or these emotions will be given by group. And within each group, one person will become the actor, and the rest will be the guessers. The actor's task is to pick one of the emotion and express that emotion using only facial expression and body language. Remember, no sounds or words allowed. So the guessers in each group must observe the actor closely and try to identify the emotion being expressed. Now, everyone, get ready for the fun part. You can discuss among yourselves and make your best guess. After a set of, let's say, 1 to 2 minutes per round, the actor will reveal the emotion they were trying to convey. Get ready to be amazed by each other's acting skills. But the fun doesn't stop there. After each round, we'll rotate each roles within the group, giving each participant a chance to become the actor. That way, everyone can experience the thrill of expressing and deciphering emotions. So, let the emotional expression charades begin. Remember, it's all about having a good time and exploring the depth of human expression. Enjoy the game and let the emotions unfold. Hello, I hope you're all doing well. It's me again, Marielle, and I'm delighted to have the opportunity to discuss a topic that holds immense significance for each of us: the role of psychology in enhancing personal well being. Psychology plays a critical role in unraveling the mysteries of human well being. You see, personal well being isn't just about the absence of problems, it's about the presence of positive experiences and a sense of purpose in our lives. It's about understanding um, our emotions, our relationships, and the factors that contribute to our overall life satisfaction. So, as we embark on this journey together, let's keep an open mind and be ready to discover how the field of psychology can help each one of us enhance our psychological well-being. Thank you for being here, and I'm so excited to explore this topic with you. Let's start off with a quote by Albert Einstein once said, The most important question any human being can ask is this a friendly universe? I believe we need to ask ourselves that very question. Is this a friendly universe for me? The exciting thing is that the answer to that question is largely based on the way we think, our thoughts, the thoughts of our patterns, uh, the, the thoughts patterns we choose rather, and how we choose to look at and interpret our very own universe. Well, let's start off our discussion with the topic understanding and managing stress and anxiety. Stress is described as a sense of being overwhelmed, worry, distraction, stress, exhaustion, and lethargy. So, stress triggers the fight or flight response, releasing hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Well, stress is complex, involving both emotions and physical sensations. It's like feeling mentally or emotionally burdened, as if the weight of the world is on our shoulders. When stress hits our body, it goes into fight or flight mode. This is a natural response releasing hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These prepare us to face or escape a challenge, optimizing our ability to cope. Now, let us look at the stress triggers or the four conditions that cause stress triggers. First is novelty. This is like new situations that can cause stress. The unknown brings discomfort and uncertainty. Next is unpredictability. Stress can stem from unpredictable events. Humans prefer routine, so uncertainty can be very challenging. Next is lack of control. Feeling powerless contributes to stress. Remember that. When we think we can't influence a situation, stress response heighten. And lastly is threat to ego. Challenges to self-esteem, identity, or competence trigger stress. We strive to protect our self-concept in such situations. Next slide. Anxiety. Anxiety is a person's specific reaction to stress, and its origin is internal. So, anxiety is typically characterized by a persistent feeling of apprehension or dread in situations that are not actually threatening. So, to make it more simple, anxiety is how a person uniquely reacts to stress coming from within. It is characterized by a lasting feeling of unease or fear, even in situations that aren't actually threatening. This means anxiety is different for each person and isn't solely tied to external factors. It persists over time and can show up in non threatening situations, making it a subjective experience influenced by internal thoughts and emotions. Recognizing and addressing these internal aspects is crucial for managing anxiety effectively. So, anxiety symptoms extend beyond fear and worry, encompassing sensations of impending danger. It could be restlessness, difficulty concentrating, physical manifestations, sweating, trembling, fatigue, a headache, stomach aches, and an elevated heart rate. So, next slide. How to manage stress and anxiety. Well, managing stress and anxiety involves a um, several proactive steps to foster emotional well-being. But you can start by paying attention to early warning signs, which you can identify the warning signs, which may include physical and emotional cues like an increased heart rate, irritability, or changes in sleep patterns. Recognizing these signs allows for timely intervention, or you could start or one of the steps in how to manage stress and anxiety would be identify triggers. Identify specific triggers by pinpointing situations um, or factors that contribute to stress or anxiety. This self awareness enables you to address the root causes and develop targeted coping strategies. Engage in support groups or for the next one is as what I have mentioned, you can engage in support groups or seek educational resources to gain better understanding of stress and anxiety. Connecting with others who share similar experiences can provide valuable insights and coping mechanisms. Create stability in your life by establishing the next one would be establishing or establish routines. Daily routine. As consistent schedules can help reduce uncertainty, a common trigger for stress is what I have mentioned a while ago, and anxiety. Next is practice relaxation or incorporate relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, exercises, meditation, yoga. Um, Incorporate these routines or relaxation, I mean, into your daily routine to calm the mind and elevate the physical tension. And last or finally, keep a journal to express and reflect on your thoughts and emotions. This serves as a therapeutic outlet and what do you say? How do you say this? Aiding in gaining clarity on stressors and emotional patterns over time. So I hope you learned something and how to manage the stress and anxiety. So let's go with the second one. Second topic, which is improving mental health and coping with challenges. Well, it is not always easy to take care of our well-being. You know that, or to know where to start. Taking care of our well-being can be very challenging, but it is essential to start somewhere. So here are some helpful tips. First, only try what feels comfortable for you. It's okay to explore at your own pace, as different approaches work for different people. Give yourself the time needed to figure out what works best for you. Take things step by step, and if the initial step feels too difficult, consider breaking it into smaller, more manageable steps. This way, you can approach well being in a way that suits your comfort level and individual needs. So, always remember that it is very important to develop your own toolkit of coping skills that you'll find useful. You may need to experiment with a variety of coping strategies to help you discover which ones work best for you. So in addition to that, you should always remember always remember that life brings a variety of challenges like work stress, relationship problems, financial pressures, and health issues, which can impact our mental health. Coping methods vary among individuals with varying degrees of effectiveness. It is crucial to identify and embrace healthy coping strategies to safeguard and enhance our mental well-being. So here in the slides, you can see some examples of healthy coping skills. Developing and practicing healthy coping skills is essential for maintaining our well-being or overall well-being. One effective strategy is establishing and maintaining boundaries. It is like allowing for a clear delineation between personal and professional aspects of your life. And you can for the second one, you can practice or practicing relaxation strategies such as deep breathing, meditation contributes to stress reduction uh, and promotes a sense of calmness. Next is regular physical activity. Is another key coping skill, releasing endorphins and positively impacting both physical and mental health. Additionally, making to-do lists and setting goals help organize tasks, breaking them into manageable steps, and fostering a sense of accomplishment. Incorporating these coping skills into daily life, individual can enhance their resilience effectively and manage stress. How do you say that? Effectively manage stress and contribute to a healthier and more meaningful life. Let's go with the next slide or for the next topic, which is developing emotional intelligence. So, we are going to explore two vital skills that play a significant role in our personal and professional lives. Developing resilience and emotional intelligence. So, these skills are key to navigating life's challenges and building meaningful relationships. So the term emotional intelligence was coined by psychologist John Mayer and Peter Salovey in 1990. It can be defined as your ability to use your emotions intelligently and appropriately in different situations, combined with your ability to use emotions to make yourself more intelligent overall. So it's not just about understanding your and managing your feelings, but also using emotions to make yourself smarter overall. In simple terms, it involves using emotions effectively to handle social situations, make good decisions, and enhance your overall intelligence. Um, Next topic. Let me just go to the next slide. So, in order to become more emotionally intelligent, it is necessary to develop the following five skill domain. First is self-awareness. Self-awareness involves your ability to recognize feelings while they are happening. So, understand your own emotions in different situations. Next is emotional management. Emotional management involves your ability to control and handle your emotions in a positive way. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Next is self motivation. Self motivation involves your ability to keep your actions goal directed even when you are distracted by your emotions. You should stay positive, set goals, and stay motivated in tough times. Next is empathy. Understand and share the feelings of others. So it involves your ability to notice and correctly interpret the needs and wants of other people. You understand and share the feelings of others. Lastly, would be relationship management. So it is building and maintaining healthy relationships through effective communication and collaboration. It is the ability to anticipate, understand, and appropriately respond to the emotions of others. So, by working on these skills, you can improve your emotional intelligence, leading to better relationships and overall well being. That would be all for the developing emotional intelligence. And for the next one, developing resilience. So, developing resilience involves adapting certain practices and mindsets to navigate challenges more effectively. First is positive mindset. Cultivating a positive outlook even in challenging situations can increase resilience. So, the first point emphasizes the importance of maintaining a positive mindset even in tough situations. This positive outlook contributes to increased resilience, allowing individuals to bounce back from setbacks more easily. Next is developing problem solving. This skill is crucial because it enables individual to approach difficulties with confidence, Find constructive solutions. Next is self care. Prioritizing self care, encompassing both physical and mental well being, is a foundational aspect of resilience, as a healthy body and mind provide a strong foundation for facing challenges. Lastly, fostering social support. By building meaningful connections and relationships, ensures that individuals have a network to rely for encouragement and assistance during tough times, further enhancing their resilience. So, thank you everyone, and that will be all for my topic. Now, let me just conclude my topic. So, in conclusion, understanding and if effectively managing stress and anxiety, improving mental health, and developing resilience and emotional intelligence are not optional. They are the fundamental building blocks of well being and personal growth. These skills lay the foundation for individuals to create more fulfilling and happier lives. The ability to navigate change and challenges by recognizing and addressing steps. I'm sorry for that. Challenge, navigate change and challenges by recognizing and addressing stress and anxiety is very essential. Prioritizing mental well-being enhances emotional resilience, decision making, and overall life satisfaction. The cultivation of resilience and emotional intelligence is crucial for thriving in a complex world, enabling self-awareness, adaptability, and meaningful connections. These skills paved the way for a brighter and more resilient future characterized by well being, personal growth, and meaningful relationships. So, thank you so much for your attention, everyone. That's all for my part. It's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you. Now, I would like to pass the virtual floor to my colleague Aina, who will be providing further insights on relationships and communication. Aina, the floor is yours.
So thank you, Maria. So before I begin my part, I'll introduce first what is relationship and communication well-being. So, in psychology, relationships and communication are vital because they have a profound effect on one's well being and have implications that go beyond individual lives. It also refers to the connections and interactions that individuals have with loved ones, friends, romantic partners, and coworkers. So, psychology enables better interactions. First is enhancing empathy and active listening. And enhancing empathy and active listening are essential for successful communication and forming lasting relationships. So, here's how psychology contributes to improving these aspects. So, under this is understanding human behavior. So this will help us foster empathy by allowing us to see situations from another person's perspective to relate their feelings and experiences. Active listening techniques. So this is also a fundamental communication skill that involves fully engaging with the speaker, understanding their message and responding in a way that demonstrate your attention and comprehension. So second is resolving conflicts and improving relationships. So what is conflict? So a conflict is a normal part of any relationships. So when conflict is mismanaged, it can cause significant harm to a relationship. Still, when handled in a respectful, positive way, conflict provides an opportunity to strengthen the bond between two people. Whether you are experiencing conflict at home, work, or school, learning these skills can help you resolve differences healthy and build stronger, more rewarding relationships. So, in psychology, psychologists study the root reasons for problems, such as misunderstandings or different points of view, to provide advice on resolving them effectively. So the third one is nurturing healthy connections with others. So scientists have found that connecting with others help relieve harmful levels of stress. Dozens of studies have shown that people with fulfilling relationships with family, friends, and community members are happier and have fewer health problems and live longer. Through counseling and therapy, therapists will promote healthier and more harmonious connections by helping individuals and group improve communication, develop empathy, and establish trust. So, in summary, better interactions in psychology refer to improving the quality of interpersonal relationships and communication. So, it involves a combination of self awareness, practical communication skills, empathy, and a willingness to work on relationships. So, by applying these principles, individuals can foster healthier, more satisfying interactions with others, ultimately contributing to their well being and to those around them. And the next topic will be the healthy and lifestyle choices. Health and lifestyle choices are fundamental to psychology, impacting broader societal dimensions and essential to individual well being. So, in psychology, the goal of studying health and lifestyle choices is to comprehend the routine, habits, and thought processes that affect one's physical and mental health. So, psychology helps in making informed decisions. First, will be encouraging healthy habits and self care. So, an important aspect of psychology is the promotion of healthy behaviors and self care, intending to enhance well being and optimum performance. This involves understanding the psychological mechanisms influencing behavior, motivation, and self regulation. Psychologists work to empower individuals to adopt and sustain positive habits like regular exercise, balanced nutrition, and stress management. Encouraging healthy habits and self-care is not only beneficial on a personal level, but it also contributes to a healthier and more resilient society as individuals are better equipped to manage stress, build resilience, and support one another in their pursuit of well-being. So the second is the understanding addiction and behavior change. Understanding addiction and behavior change is an essential area of psychology that explores the complex processes of drug addiction and other addictive behaviors. So, addiction can be defined by intense cravings, a loss of control over one's use, and persistence in a behavior despite adverse effects. So, initially, addiction modifies the brain's ability to perceive pleasure, and subsequently, it taints other natural desires like motivation and learning. It can damage your career, your relationships, health, finances, and even legal trouble. So this also leads to significant changes in behavior, including the following. So it changes your behavior. You also engage in risky behavior. You may also become depressed and anxious. So the third one is promoting well-being through positive psychology. Promoting well-being through positive psychology is a transformative approach that focuses on enhancing the quality of life, personal growth, and happiness. It emphasizes the strength, resilience, and positive emotions, encouraging individuals to cultivate their best selves. So, positive psychology explores gratitude, mindfulness, and optimism, offering practical tools to boost mental and emotional well being. So, according to Davidson, positive psychology recognizes happiness and well being as essential human skills. So, in summary, psychology empowers individuals to take charge of their health, make choices that promote well-being, and sustain these optimistic behaviors over time, thus contributing to healthier and more fulfilling lives. So that would be all, and I will give the floor to the next reporter, to Karel Alcos. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Karil. By the way, thank you, Miss Aina, for that wonderful discussion. Today, allow me to discuss my assigned topic, academic pursuit in psychology. So, in order to become a full fledged psychologist, one must undertake a long, demanding, and quite difficult journey in academia. The academic journey holds a promise of delivering knowledge, interesting theories, and strategies on helping those who need psychological assessment and or treatment. So studying psychology academically offers numerous benefits. First, in-depth knowledge of human behavior and mental process. The way we behave impacts our lives, and gaining a better understanding of human behavior can help understand the various internal and external factors that shape our experiences. It can also help us understand others better and improve how we engage and interact. Second, critical thinking and research skills. Critical thinking is objective and requires analyzing and evaluating information to form a sound judgment. It is a cornerstone of evidence based arguments, and it is essential in psychology. Also, by having research skills, it contributes to practical communication skills by enhancing one's ability to articulate ideas, opinions, and findings clearly and coherently. Being exposed to scientific principles in psychology helps you to think, question, and reason like a scientist. And lastly, diverse career opportunities in psychology related fields. Psychology offers a wide range of career opportunities depending on experience and educational background. It can be found in countless fields, from healthcare and public service to education, business, and technology. That's it for the academic pursuit in psychology and its academic benefits. Let us now hear from Marian as she will be exploring and discussing the different career opportunities inside.
Thank you so much for that insightful information, Miss Karil. Now let's proceed to the next topic. So the topic is career opportunities. So individuals holding a bachelor's degree in psychology typically exhibit strong research and writing skills, excel in problem solving, and demonstrate advanced cognitive abilities for analyzing, synthesizing, and evaluating information. So psychology graduates are in demand in various sectors. The first one is the clinical and counseling psychology. Psychologists in clinical and counseling services receive training in various techniques and theoretical approaches. Career opportunities for them exist in hospitals, schools, counseling centers, group or private healthcare practices, and hospital systems. Specializations and clinical practice include the treatment of chronic illnesses like obesity or diabetes, as well as specific psychological disorders such as anxiety, schizophrenia, or depression. Some psychologists focus on working with school children with learning disabilities or in college counseling centers to enhance wellness and academic success. Therefore, psychologists who provide clinical counseling services assess and treat mental, emotional, and behavioral disorders. They use the science of psychology to treat complex human problems and promote change. They also promote resilience and help people discover their strengths. The next one is educational and school psychology. Although educational psychology and school psychology might seem like similar career options, they have distinct educational prerequisites and can significantly differ from one another. Educational psychology involves research and testing related to human learning, aiming to create evidence based on curricula and teaching methods. A path in educational psychology typically entails earnings an MS in educational psychology and may lead to a doctoral studies for those interested in research and academia. School psychology concentrates on individual student needs and fostering a conducive learning environment involving one on one counseling, learning disability assessments, and behavior modification. Aspiring school psychologists may pursue a master's degree followed by a PhD or PhD in psychology to achieve professional licensure. Therefore, individuals considering a career in psychology related to education should carefully consider their goals and interests. If they are passionate and about conducting research and developing evidence-based educational strategies, pursuing a path in educational psychology with an initial Master of Science or MS degree might be suitable, potentially had leading to further research and academic pursuits. However, for those inclined towards hands on, student centered work that involves addressing individual student needs and creating a positive learning environment, school psychology might be a more finding choice, with a master's degree as a common starting point, followed by the option to pursue a PSYD or PhD for professional licensure. So these distinctions underscore the importance of aligning one's career aspirations with a specific field of psychology that best matches their interest and desired professionals' outcomes. The third one is the industrial organizational psychology. Industrial and organizational psychologists or IO psychologists direct their efforts toward the study of employee behavior and organizational setting. So their role entails the application of psychological principles and research methodologies to enhance the holistic workplace milieu encompassing dimensions like performance, intercommunication, professional contentment, and safety. So, IO psychologists apply their scientific research in various organizational settings, including manufacturing, commercial enterprises, labor unions, and healthcare facilities. Their research encompasses applicant and employee testing, leadership development staffing, management teams, compensation, workplace safety, diversity, and work life balance. Some IO psychologists engage in research or academic roles within the colleges and universities. They are also qualified as trainers, facilitators, assessors, coaches, and consultants. IO psychologists can work within an organization's HR department or act as independent consultants for specific problem solving needs. Hence, IO psychologists, although their scientific research and expertise, are versatile problem solvers. So they work in diverse organizational settings, addressing issues from applicant testing to work-life balance, and may serve in academia or act as trainers, assessors, coaches, and consultants, whether part of an HR department or as independent consultants. Their role is pivotal in optimizing organizations. The fourth one is the forensic psychology. So, forensic psychology is a dynamic and interdisciplinary field that serves as the junction between psychology and the legal system. So, in this realm, psychologists leverage their expertise to address a wide array of psychological aspects with the legal matters, from assessing criminals' mental state to examining potential biases in jury decisions. So, forensic psychology applies psychological principles to legal matters. The BS program in psychology offers a specialization and forensic psychology, integrating general psychology education with focused coursework in criminal law, criminal behavior, mental disorder diagnosis, and also treatment, and legal decision making. Courts may seek the expertise of psychologists when legal cases involve psychological aspects. So, for instance, psychologists can aid in assessing a criminal's mental state during an offense or identifying potential bias in a jury's decision based on factors like race. So, this field constitutes to the domain of forensic psychology, bridging the gap between psychology and the law. The BS in psychology with a concentration in forensic Psychology mandates extra lab coursework and advanced statistical training. So distinguishing it from the BA degree. Okay. So next is this program also offers a deeper understanding of the biological and neuroscientific dimensions of psychology. So which are increasingly vital in research and clinical forensic applications. So, working in forensic psychology means both fascinating and rewarding, right? Because forensic psychologists apply their knowledge of human behavior and also the legal system to contribute to the understanding and resolution of complex legal cases. So, they have the opportunity to make a real impact by providing crucial insights, evaluating mental states, and ensuring justice is served. With a dynamic and interdisciplinary approach, forensic psychologists play a vital role in the intersection of psychology and the law, making it an exciting and fulfilling career choice. So the next one is the psychologist and psychiatrist. In the fields of psychology and psychiatry, professionals play a vital role in addressing mental health issues, but their paths and day-to-day practices diverge significantly. So we will discuss first the psychologist. So psychologists, they engage in a variety of roles beyond talk therapy, often participating in research, during their education and later in their careers. So, work one on one or in small groups employing talk therapy to address emotional distress or mental illness. Find employment in diverse settings like private practices, hospitals, universities, corporations, and government agencies. Some teach in post-secondary institutions after earning a doctorate. The next one is the psychiatrist. They are the medical doctors who complete a medical degree and a residency program, so can prescribe medications and provide clinical treatment for mental disorders. So they collaborate with psychologists and may combine psychotherapy with medication and treatment plans. Therefore, while both psychologists and psychiatrists, guys, play essential roles in mental health, they also differ significantly in their education and daily practices. So, psychologists with their advanced degrees employ talk therapy and various settings, and also some engages in research and teaching also. On the other hand, psychiatrists as medical doctors can prescribe medication and their clinical focus involves diagnosis and treating mental disorders, often working collaboratively with psychologists to provide comprehensive care. So to move on the next topic, I will now pass the virtual floor to Miss Barbie Impas to discuss the personal growth with you guys. Thank you so much.
So now that we've explored the different career opportunities, let's shift our focus to the personal growth related in psychology. So psychology encompasses a wide range of topics and areas with a multifaceted role in personal growth. So academic pursuit in psychology fosters personal growth. So we are uh, talking here about self-awareness and self-reflection. So in self-awareness, it is the ability to focus on yourself and how your actions, thoughts, or emotions do or don't align with your internal standards. So it is according to psychologists Shelley Duval and Robert Wilkins. So there are examples of highly self-aware. This includes can objectively evaluate themselves, manage their emotions, align their behavior with their values, and understand correctly how others perceive them. While in self-reflection, um, it is important because it helps you form a self concept and contributes towards self development. So self reflection is critical because it contributes to your self concept, which is an important part of your identity. And your self concept includes your thoughts about your threats, abilities, beliefs, values, roles, and relationships. So it plays an influential role in your mood, judgment, and behavioral patterns. It is also plays a key role in self development. So according to Wilson, it is a required skill for personal growth. So there are benefits of self-reflection, such as it can increase self-awareness, a greater sense of control, and then it improved communication skills, deeper alignment with core values, better decision-making skills, and greater accountability. So let's proceed to empathy and understanding of diverse perspectives. Empathy is essential for personal growth, relationships, and society, as it enables us to comprehend others' emotions and perspectives, and is innate in our brains as social beings. So, empathy can be practiced by actively listening, caring about others' well being, and understanding different worldviews. Understanding diverse perspectives helps us to think critically, to see when we are wrong, and to improve at what we do. The significance of empathy. First, it is an important and vital skill, and this is social connections. Being connected to others is good for our mental well-being, and then it improves leadership skills and also anticipate the needs of clients, something like that. So, how empathy fosters inclusivity and understanding in diverse settings. Inclusion is the result of a culture that has empathy as a foundation. And inclusion and empathy are both invisible. So, it's the actions that you engage in daily that create the culture that you desire. And the results of empathy and inclusion is diversity. So, therefore, self awareness, empathy, lifelong learning, and adaptability are not just individual attributes but cornerstone of personal and professional success. So, they enhance relationships, support decision making, and contribute significantly to personal growth and overall well being. So, that's all, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the topic. Now, Um, let's welcome Miss Kathleen to tackle the key points and summaries. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Barbie. We have had the privilege of hearing from our remarkable speakers, each sharing their knowledge and insights. Now, here are some takeaways from the discussion that we should always remember. So, first is anxiety is a person's specific reaction to stress. Second, connection with others reduces stress, improves happiness, and enhances health. Third, emotional intelligence is the ability to use our emotions intelligently and appropriately in different situations. Next, enhancing empathy and active listening essentials for successful communication and forming lasting relationships. Next, mental health is essential to our overall well-being and as important as physical health. So next one is psychology has a rich history dating back to ancient civilizations. Next, psychology helps us understand ourselves and others better in everyday life. Next is psychology helps us understand human behavior, resolve conflicts, and nurture healthy connections. Psychology offers a wide range of career opportunities depending on experience and educational background. Next is resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity and cope with stress. Next, stress triggers the fight or flight response. Last one is the major schools of thought in psychology are dualism, structuralism, functionalism, and behaviorism. And that was it for the key points and summaries. So for the closing remarks, let us welcome once again Miss Maria. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathleen, for your key points and summaries. For further information and related resources about psychology, please feel free to visit the following pages, which offer additional insights and valuable materials to explore. Please don't hesitate to reach out with any last questions or comments via email. We're here to assist and continue the conversation even beyond this online discussion. Your feedback and inquiries are always welcome. Today's virtual discussion has provided us with valuable insights and a deeper understanding of the topics at hand. We would like to express our appreciation to all participants for lending your time listening to discussion. It is through open and informed dialogue that we continue to expand our knowledge and foster a sense of community. As we conclude, we encourage everyone to carry forward the knowledge gained and to continue exploring these topics into their own endeavors. Thank you for your participation, and we look forward to future discussions where we can delve even further into these important subjects.
All remember, unlocking minds, enriching lives, discover the keys to a happier and healthier life through the power of psychology.